Last week, we heard from the Maharal that the qualities that define a person's humanity, wisdom, strength, wealth, and honor, each of them must be objective, absolute, and dependent on what is an integral part of his or her essence. We will now apply this to the quality of gvura, gibor, strength or courage. So conventional wisdom says that gibor, that strength, is defined as the ability to overcome, overpower, defeat others. A strong army can defeat other armies. A strong person can overpower other people, or a strong person can lift huge loads. A strong sports team can defeat all the others, whether it's in the Super Bowl, the World Series, or the World Cup. So note that each of these accomplishments is relative. It's relative to others being weaker than the person. In addition, it's not part of the person's essence. It's relative to the weakness of the other armies. It's relative to other people who can't lift as much. It's relative to another team that you can beat. But the definition that the Mishnah gives us, kovesh et yitzro, that a person who is able to overcome his yetzer hara, his drives, his instinct, he exerts self-control, he conquers his yetzer hara, then he is exerting self-control over his instinctual behavior. That's completely up to him. That is true gvura. Strength and power completely up to the person, relative to nothing, relative to no one outside of the person, him or herself, dependent on no outside forces. The perfect definition of the person who is a gibor, kovesh et yitzro. In fact, no other description of strength and courage could fulfill the requirements outlined by the Maharal. Remember them. It has to be objective, it has to be absolute, it has to be dependent only on what is an integral part of the person. The only definition of gvura, of strength, that could fit all of those criteria is a person who is kovesh et yitzro, a person who is able to control himself, exert self-control. Tov erech apayim, a person who has patience, miloked ir. He's better than one who can conquer a city, because the one who can conquer a city, well, he could be conquered eventually by somebody else. But a kovesh et yitzro, a person who is able to exert self-control, that is an objective definition of strength. The Maharal adds an additional insight as to why physical strength can't be used as a measure of a human being's gvura, of a human being's quality of strength and courage. Physical strength and prowess is a characteristic man shares with the animals. It is not a uniquely human characteristic. So when we apply it to humans, we find that elephants can carry heavier loads than any weightlifter, and a deer or a cheetah can run faster than any sprinter. Lions and tigers have greater physical strength in a wrestling match with human beings. So using physical strength and prowess as a definition of strength for a human being completely ignores the human quality, because in creatures, if we take the human being relative to animals, the animals are much better than the human beings. We are looking for human qualities. And the only human quality is self-control, conquering your instinct and physical drives. And that emanates from man's unique wisdom, man's unique intelligence, man's unique free will. This is a uniquely human characteristic. Objective, absolute, dependent only on the person. That is the true gibor, the true hero, the true warrior. Ezehu gibor, hakovesh et yitzro.